There's too much noise going on here. Say that again.
Anita.
I know that. What do you think? I don't remember your face.
I need a bit of work.
You're unforgettable, darling. Don't be silly. You're looking great. Okay, so while we're waiting for everybody to, because I've still got some people logging on, right? How about you all go in? Hello, Monique. Oh, hello, Anne. Oh, all these faces I know. Love it. So how about everybody goes into the chat box and let's hear what your word for today is. What is your word for the day? You've got to have one, either one that describes your day, one that describes how you want to feel when the session is over. Let's hear a word. You can type it in the chat box or you can say it out loud.
How can I become better?
Okay, become better. Love that. Good job. Okay, so look at these words. Fantabulous, grateful, chaotic, determined, motivated, nice, full of spolicious knowledge. Kirsten's obviously on a spolicious training, so she is trying to multitask. Good girl. AI, motivated, excited, motivated, change. Oh, I'm loving it. Love. Sure, these words are awesome. Okay, next question is, who is new? Who is attending one of these sessions for the first time from Wellness Professionals Club? Who is here for the first time? Oh, Nelia, rebuild and restore. I love that. Yes, you are. Nice. Nelia, me. Okay, Nelia, where are you from? Me, first time attending.
Yes. Tuning from South Africa in Johannesburg. Thank you.
Awesome. Lovely to have you here. Lovely. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Superb. Okay, A Potgieter, where are you from? Let's hear. Maybe not. Hartbeespoort. Awesome. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go and get started because Francisco looks very irritated that I'm talking so much nonsense. He's sitting there with that look on his face as if to say, can you please get started? So I'm going to get started, right? So let's share my screen. Share. Fran, I promise you I won't bore you. I promise you I won't. Okay, tell me, everybody, just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen.
Yes, perfect.
Can you see it? Awesome. I bet you Fran now hid his face, so I can't see him. Yeah, naughty. All right, no problem. As long as you guys chat to me in the chat box, then I'll be happy. See. All right, everybody. Okay, so today's session is pretty exciting. Not only is it pretty exciting, it's a little bit frightening. Okay, so we did an AI session about, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 12 months ago. It could have even been end of 2023. I think I did it end of 2023, where we actually wrote up a little AI handbook for our industry. From 2023 to today, and to the research that I've done, the conferences that I've attended, the progression is beyond scary. So I really want to share the most important takeaways with you. Okay, so let's get cracking. I'm going to show you the presentation. For those of you who registered, it is available as a recording. And then this session today is obviously, you'll see later on, it's going to lead to more sessions because it has to, because we've got to do something about this, right? So, and then we'll plan some follow-up sessions from there. Okay, who remembers our word of the year? Okay, so we have 2 new people attending. I don't know if anybody else is new, but there are 2 new people to this meeting. Who remembers our word for 2025? Let's see how many of you remember it. It doesn't seem to stick. That's why I'm reminding you every single session. I'm going to keep reminding you. So for the newcomers to the close, Monique, you are so close. So calibrate is one word within the word. Okay. So every year, for those of you who are new to the meeting, we choose a word that is what we focus on in our businesses for the whole year. So Monique is close. Does anybody remember the word, the actual word? Yes, well done, Monique. Brilliant. Okay, there's our word. It is called calibriance. Because there were 3 very important words, I sort of thought, hold on a second, how do I can't say 3 words because it's always been one word. And then obviously I had a discussion with my AI, and my AI said to me, well, come up with a new word, and this is the word. So here's the reason for this word. And what I love about the word is that you can take those 3 words and you can put them into any setting you want. Seriously, anyhow you want. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to record to my... Oh, okay, no. Okay, somebody else is recording already, so we're good. Sorry. Okay, you can put these 3 words into any setting that you want. So, for example, the first word, calibrate. So calibrate can mean a lot of things. So for today's session, my message to you is calibrate, because it has to do with what we are going to talk about. Calibrate your client experience consistently to match evolving expectations and market trends. So this is very important, because we often think, oh, our client experience is awesome. Yes, it is, but it might have been awesome 6 months ago or a year ago. What is it like now? How does it meet the expectations now? How does it meet what is trending in the marketplace now? Okay. Then the word brilliant. Today, I decided to apply that word to our teams. Brilliant teams don't just happen. They are built through clear leadership, shared purpose, and daily accountability. And have you noticed there 2 words that really stood out to me in that sentence is shared purpose. Okay, brilliant teams have shared purpose. So yes, we each have our own purposes, but when our purposes are aligned, it becomes a whole different story. The team becomes brilliant then. And then daily accountability, not weekly, not monthly, daily accountability. And then radiance, let the radiance of your brand, okay, I just want to let somebody in the waiting room, let the radiance of your brand shine through every touch point. Consistency in your message, visuals, and voice is what attracts loyal clients. Okay, and all of this you'll see is going to tie beautifully with what we're going to speak about today. Who likes that word, by the way? Those who are newcomers or those who forgot them, how do you love the word calibrians? Don't you think it's awesome? Okay, right, here we go. Let's get cracking. Who remembers ChatGPT? It was launched in December 2022. You remember it? Yes, okay. Did anybody start using ChatGPT from the word go, from when it launched? I know I didn't. I had no idea how to use it, number one. And I just thought, oh, nonsense, man. My wording is so much better. And anybody use it? Of course you did, Johan. We have no doubt. Our note taker for the day, Monique, love it. No, only in the last 2 years. Okay. Makes sense, because most people really only started using ChatGPT and got into the swing of it in the last year. In 2024 was when I'm hearing most people start using it. Okay. So now I want to explain the scariness and the reality of how quickly AI is progressing. Okay, to make a point. So ChatGPT was launched in December 2022, the first AI tool. Today, as we stand in 2025, we have over 100,000 AI apps available for us to use. That is absolutely mind-blowing for me, that in 2 years, basically, because you don't count 22, 23 and 24, in 2 years, we have 100,000 more apps. 100,000, not 100. That is absolutely mind-blowing. And the message that I want you to keep in the back of your mind as I'm showing you or explaining things to you today is, if this is how quickly it is progressing, how are we fitting into this? How are we adapting? How are we evolving with this? Okay. Right. Next, I want to channel this into the wellness sector because this is where we all belong, right? In 2021, our sector invested 6.9 billion in AI globally, right? 6.9 billion. In 2027, we are set to invest 67 billion. And that is a 5-year, 6-year time difference. The monstrous amount more of money that is going into this industry. And sorry, that is going into AI in our industry. I'm not talking about it in any other industry, okay? I'm saying in the wellness sector only. So again, I'm just throwing some facts at you to hopefully get the message across that this is critical and we need to act on it. Okay, the globalization of AI. So I don't know if any of you have come across any of this yet. Pretty cool. There's an AI robot that serves you your drinks by the poolside. This is in Belgium, okay? There's robots that have started serving at fast food centers. There's little robots that take you your groceries to your home. There is robotic surgery, okay, that is already taking place. So for those of you who thought, like I've heard a lot of people say, well, robots can't cut hair. I'm not sure about that. If robots can do surgery, why can they not cut hair? Okay. There is already 3 countries. I can't remember exactly which ones they are, but they have already launched robotic or self-driven buses. So public transport, their public transport is now self-driven. It is no longer need for a bus driver. Okay, so I don't know how you feel about this. I feel like it's pretty rattling to me. Like, oh my word, really? Is this like really happening? Okay. So let's have a look at what's happened in our industries. And I'm taking you back to our industry again. Okay. And this is just in the year 2024. What I can't wait to see is, what is this going to look like next year? What is going to have happened in 1 year alone in this area? Is that hotels and spas have already started automating both their reservation process, so fully automated reservations and bookings. Absolutely no need for a person. Even with things like upsells, add-ons. So a lot of people said, yes, but there's nothing like talking to a human that can upsell and add on. That's a thing of the past already, because the technology allows us to do it. And in fact, the technology brings a higher docket of bookings than what the human being does. Okay. And then automated reception, check-in and check-out. So when you arrive and when you leave, it's a fully seamless automated process. So this is already happening in the world in certain hotels and certain spas. So just to give you an idea of how it has already been adopted, okay? In 2024, the Touchless Wellness Association was born, okay? And this, so again, I'm just giving you facts so that you can see where is this all going. We now have a Touchless Wellness Association, never mind a wellness association and a spa association. We now have a specific global association that is touchless. And what is it? It's basically, and it's developing more and more and more. So on the bottom left here, this is called a meditation pod. You get in there, absolutely zero need for a person. It talks to you, you press a couple of buttons, it absolutely personalizes that meditation session for you, and you leave there feeling like you have had more than 8 hours sleep. Absolute clarity of brain, unbelievable. This one at the bottom right here is one of Garini's new inventions, and they are still developing it more and more. It's a touchless slimming and lymphatic drainage and cellulite machine, okay? And at the top, you again, absolutely touchless, sound therapy, wave, like vibration therapy on your body. Again, so yeah, maybe 5 years ago when some of these things first came out, and I'm going to be the first one to admit it, I said, no ways, there's nothing like the human touch. Well, I'm not sure about that anymore, because these advancements are very powerful, actually. They are very powerful. And now we have, in 2024, a robotic massager that has been launched. So I don't know how many of you clicked the link in the newsletter that I sent you that takes you to this exact companies, okay? An article written by the New York Times about them that is why they decided to develop it. How is it going? And I just want to give you some up-to-date feedback on them, that it was announced at the beginning of this year, 2025, that there's a company, that a global listed company, that is investing $83 million into the rollout of 60 of these centers throughout the United States and other countries. If somebody is prepared to put that kind of money behind this, it cannot be something that has failed. There obviously has to be data, there has to be feedback, there has to be something that is saying, okay, this is working, and because it is working, we're going to roll it out and we're going to evolve it. Okay, so what does the future hold for us? What is the feedback that we're getting out there? Okay, we've got Vogue saying, just some feedback from consumers and from the research that they're doing. I received a robotic massage, and I have to say, it was a really great experience. So we're not hearing negative yet, okay? Robotic massages from Bloomberg have arrived at luxury hotels, and to my surprise, they are actually really good. Travel Weekly said a robotic massage, a new technology that could prove useful for hotel spas. And Athletic said that while Escape, which is that robotic massage center, aims to revolutionize the massage industry with robotic arms, it's gaining major traction among members of Equinox New York City. So all the feedback that we are getting at the moment is saying, this isn't bad. It's not like, nobody is saying, oh, I would rather have a human. Like, they're not seeing that coming through globally in the feedback that we're getting. Another thing to think about, for example, a hotel spa. If a client, it obviously depends on who their client base is, but think about this. If they are appealing to the business sector, they're a business hotel. I mean, this is ideal for them, a robotic massage, because somebody can go in, pay for the room key, go in at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning. If you can't sleep, you get up. There's no need for staff here. So it is something that is definitely already entered, and I can see that this is going to progress super fast in the next couple of months. Okay. So everybody, ooh, this was interesting. I attended a talk, and the speaker, his name is Cesar. He's such a big wellnessification, and I'm going to tell you what that means, fan, that his whole life revolves around training on this concept of wellnessification. I'm going to explain it to you later. But he referred to what is happening right now as the fourth industrial revolution. That is what the world is going through right now. And that is intelligence, AI. That is the next industrial revolution that is happening right now and that we have to get through, right? And we have to adapt and evolve and fit in, or our businesses are going to dissolve. So what's happening in the next, what does it look like? What does our landscape look like over the next 5 years? Okay. And this is our wellness landscape, by the way. So I'm not talking about just globally. I'm talking about globally in the wellness sector. And yes, the wellness sector is huge. Okay. But we're looking at 43% of current jobs going to be automated. We're looking at 7 out of 10 workers needing to upskill, to update, listen to this, 44% of their competencies. That is almost half of what they are skilled to do. They have to update that. Bizarre, right? 83 million jobs are going to completely disappear. 69 million jobs are going to emerge, and there will be a 2% decline in overall employment. Okay, so this is just telling us what does our landscape look like, okay? Very interesting thought process. Lucia, the numbers are based on www.weforum.org. It's a global economic resource. So you can look it up on there, and that can give you all where they're getting their information from. Okay, it's on here. So take maybe a screenshot and then you can look it up later. Pleasure. So now the question is to ask yourself, okay, employees or robots? Okay. The bottom line is that there is nothing like human interaction. Nothing like it. There really isn't. A robot cannot replace human interaction. Well, at least it can't right now, okay? But this is where we need to be careful, and where I want to ask you a question. Are your employees right now behaving like robots? Are they merely following SOPs? Are they copy-pasting what they do, how they greet clients, how their treatments are done? Okay? Because if that is the case, there will come a time, and it's not that far off, when it's going to be more cost effective to have robots instead. And that's what led to the emergence of that robotic massage center. The fact that the massages that human beings were getting were robotic. So if I'm going to have a robotic massage, I might as well have it done by a robot. Because yes, initially the cost is much higher, but in the long run, it's not. And also you don't have employee issues, and you don't have, I'm sick today, and absenteeism and all those kind of things. Okay. So we do have a solution, by the way, because our future is not bleak. Because when I attended this, I thought, oh my gosh, we are doomed. We do have a solution, and a very powerful one, that if you get it right, robots can't do it. Well, not yet. Okay, we don't know where it's going. I'm saying in the next 5 years, they can't do it. And this is called wellnessification of our businesses and of our mindsets and of everybody in our business from A to Z. And what is that? Wellnessification, it's really a term that has been made up. We were debating who came up with it first. We don't know, okay? But it is the evolution in the spa, salon, and wellness sector. including hairdressing, by the way, toward a more holistic, professionalized, and experiential model, meaning that human touch is irreplaceable in what they do every day. That is the way to survive and thrive through this. So what does this mean for our businesses? It means that we need to shift, okay, from selling services to advising on health and well-being. So we're not selling services anymore. And quite interestingly enough, I loved hearing this because I've been saying for the past 2 years, those of you who have been members of Wellness Professionals Club, I have always said we don't sell services. What do we sell? Does anybody remember what I've been saying, what we sell? Let's see if you remember my absolute monotony and what I say in almost every interaction we have together. Yes, well done, Lucia. We don't sell services, we sell experiences. And when I attended this talk and they told me about this, I thought, oh my word, I've been saying this for 2 years, but it's now come to the moment of truth where we have no choice but to do this because AI and robotics is making a big influx into our industry. We are moving, we also are becoming advisors, not just on a treatment to have, but on what else can you do to help you with what it is that you came today for the treatment for. Okay, so if you came for a massage, it's okay to further your well-being and to enhance this massage because you have back pain, because of this, that, the other. This is what I recommend for you. And it's not just the massage and it's not just the product, okay? From offering treatments to delivering transformative experiences, from performing repetitive techniques, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, to designing personalized treatments, and from retailing products to prescribing health and lifestyle solutions. I've also been saying this for 2 years. We don't sell products, we sell. Does anybody remember? We don't sell products, and this is our brand's philosophy as well, from Six Skincare and from Spolish's Body. We don't sell products. What do we sell? Monique, you should know this as well. Anybody know what we sell? We don't sell products. What do we sell? Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Come on, chat box, guys.
Solutions?
Yes, well done, Danae. We sell solutions. Correct. Okay. So this is the transformation that needs to happen. Okay. We have to move from transactional experiences to transformational experiences. Okay. So what are the must-dos? What do you have to do? And I'm going to give you some examples today. I don't have every single answer here for you. I've got some ideas to share with you today. But the point of today's session is I want you to think about how you have to change as an owner or a manager of your business and how your training has to change. You have no choice. Okay. So now the training, the continuous training and specialization to develop skills in what? In massage? In well-being, in treatment personalization, in integrative therapies. So that is the training that we now have to start doing with our teams. The next training, absolutely love this training, is a deep understanding of the client and identifying their needs. Does anybody know what I call that? Because I've got a word for that and we train it. I've done a session with you about it and I'm going to do more because we are not there. We are just not there. What I call a deep understanding of the client and identifying their needs. Who remembers what I call this? Let's see if you remember. So it's something that has to happen before you do a physical treatment on your client. No, it's not Raz, Kirsten, but oh, client card. No, Lucia, what do I call it? It sort of is that, but I have a name for it. You should all know this because I'm like a broken record when it comes to this. So just before, well done, Kirsten, a meaningful conversation. That is the same thing. A deep understanding of the client and identifying their needs can only be done through meaningful conversation. Conscious integration of technology without losing the human connection. That is so important. We don't want technology to take over our jobs. So how do we integrate it? Because we do want to integrate it. And that is a training on its own. How to consciously integrate technology by having that human interaction part of it. Then a very important training, very important, development of emotional intelligence and effective communication to connect with a client from an empathetic and transformative approach. I have been training for the last month on how not to be a robot. It's been the trainings that I've been doing. I'm going to show you one little example of it, okay? But the scariest part of my trainings is how the lack of emotional intelligence and connection and having true empathy with our clients is, with our staff. It is, so when I do the trainings, I ask questions. I'll say, okay, what does your next question have to be? And the immediate is, okay, I'm going to upsell. That's all they think about. Okay, I'm going to upsell, or I'm going to use hot stones, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Before you upsell, what do? So it's that. And I can tell you another thing. I've trained some teams more than twice already on this. And when I go back, I still see it happening. Why? Because that shift hasn't happened. That absolute shift in mindset, where we move from becoming doers of treatments, okay, performers of treatments, to givers of lifestyle advice, of wellness, of holistic. Let me help you in all aspects of your life, and not just, boom, I'm going to do a facial, boom, I'm going to do a massage, boom, I'm going to do a wax. So the last point is very important, a shift in mindset where your spa, your salon, your clinic, aesthetic center even, becomes a wellness and health center, not just a place for skin peels, not just a place for nails, because you might have a nail bar, not just a place for pampering, okay, because you might have a very relaxation kind of vibe spa. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? So before I move on, I want to ask you a question. What so far of what you've heard has made the biggest impact on you? What has been your aha moment up until now? Nelia, holistic healthcare is the future, integrating mental, physical, and spiritual care for the future treatment. Correct. Yep. It is, Anelia, you are correct. However, it's how to integrate it that the client doesn't feel, oh my word, this is too airy-fairy for me or too spiritual for me. So it's the how do we do that? That is the important part, right? So come, write down, I want to hear from you, or you can unmute and chat in the chat box. What has given you the most shock here today? The most, oh my word, I better get onto it. Or Lucia, healing, training staff to have high empathy. How we communicate and the info we get from our clients. Monique, robot treatments. That's so funny. Okay, so while the rest of you are typing, I've got a couple of ideas to share with you today, and today is really just the start of this. We are going to Lucia, effective communication, correct. We are going to expand on this, okay? Deep understanding of our clients' needs, mindset shift to a wellness and health center, less robotic, more empathetic and connecting. We all need to catch a wake up. Claire, that's so funny. Okay, so I want to make this point first. Okay, so wellnessification is not just a trend. It's not just a word that we've decided to put out there, okay? What it is the key for professionals in the industry to remain relevant in an increasingly automated world. So again, I want to remind you of this fact. I've shown you what has popped up in 2 years. Okay, so and I want to make this point again. If ChatGPT was the only AI-powered app in 2022, and today, 2 years later, we have over 100,000. I just want you to try and in your mind, think about, oh my word, what does this mean if it's that quick? If the advancement, that to me is what's scary. If that advancement was so fast, it's going to be really, really quick, the developments. Okay. All right. So how do we do this? So number one, everybody, this is something that we guide and coach and train you at Wellness Professionals Club. So if you are attending today, great, well done. You've attended. I'm very happy to have you here. But the point of our group, of our community, of our club, of our members is that we exchange ideas and that our community is always on top of this. Okay, so that is the first thing, is to understand that you who are attending this need to be coached yourselves before you can even teach your staff how to do it. Okay, and that coaching happens with me and it happens at Wellness Professionals Club. Okay, so please, everybody, stop procrastinating. Stop saying, yes, I must do it, I must do it, I must do it. Do it, okay? So here, I just want to show you one example. Remember, one of the things that, the points that came up earlier on is the conscious integration of technology, okay? So, for example, how do we combine technology with human experience that the machine can't do on its own? And this is where we need to be careful. So I want to give you a very good example of this. Skin scanning, okay? It is definitely making a massive comeback globally, into the world, in fact, where people have they want to rely on a machine, on technology, seriously. I mean, it's quite frightening, and I'm going to tell you, we have just launched this very fancy skin scanner, right? And we had an event. A client asked me to take the scanner to the event. And yes, needless to say, every single person that had their skin scanned booked treatments and bought products. Every single one. How did we do this effectively? Because this is now where I want you to understand the power of a machine and the power of a human being. The machine is going to give you the report and the scan, right? You're going to get it. This is quite nice. We're using big data comparison now. So it's AI-powered data that comes out with a new self-developed algorithm. So it picks up on technology and you offer the report and humans do the service and sale of the product, 100%. Okay. And also it's the type of report that you offer. Okay. So yes, our system does tell them what to use and does tell them what treatments to have. But you as the human being is going to prescribe the lifestyle advice, the treatment plan. Okay, so you need to have some RF needling. This is how we're going to do it. You're going to do it once every 6 weeks. In between there, you're going to use this and this and this. So this is where I want to take you back to read that important heading. Conscious integration of technology. If you are going to put a scanner into your business, and that's it, it scans, it spits out product and treatment and all wonderful, well, that is robotic. That is something that can be replaced by a robot, by anybody, and anybody can do it. Think about it. Anybody can buy that robot and offer it. It's how do you use technology and human interaction and human experience and human knowledge to make this more powerful in your business than in anybody else's, okay, as merely just a machine. The next one that I'm just going to show you a little clip. You have to start spending more time with your teams in the way I'm going to show you now, because there's only one way that you can teach your teams how to become less robotic. And that is if you physically show them how, and you start to have sessions with them on how do we take our treatments. I'm going to show you what I did here with this one team. It's how do we make our massages more of an experience? How do we make it more wow? How do we make it so that a robot can't offer it? This is a tiny little clip that I'm going to show you, okay? Stretch. I don't know if you can hear the sound. 3 times stretch. You're doing exactly the same. Cover the... No, don't you walk out. One. Do it exactly. I know we didn't, but we must do it exactly. I think it flows better. Hamoto, does it feel nice doing it twice? Yeah. Okay. Ladies, these stretches, they might feel like nothing to you. I'm telling you, to your clients, they feel divine. Also, nice 3. And if you can stretch her out more, by the way. No, she doesn't go more. Sorry. Hey, boy. This one can go out more. Okay. So, Peso, you must always start on the same side, ladies. You're doing your stretches when you're in a group room. Yes. Okay, so that you don't, because look now, this car accident here. Okay. Nice.
This side we don't bend the...
No, don't bend nothing. It's done. No bending. Just do your stretches nicely as far as you can get them. Good job. Wiggle. Yes. Nice. 1, 2, 3. And in. Do your little wipe. Beautiful. And cut. Okay. That's just one little video clip example. This was a 2-hour session, and it has to be repeated again. Okay, it's not something that they get immediately, because you forget. You have to sit and watch their movements, record it, show it back to them. So it's an investment of time, but it really is something that you're going, and you have to start somewhere. I decided to start on massages because it is the most popular treatment in this specific spa. So you need to say, my most popular treatment is nails. Great. How do I wellnessify the nail service? There's so many ways to do it. Okay, I'm busy working on some ideas for that as well, and some video clips to be able to keep sharing this with our members of Wellness Professionals Club. Okay, right. Please go into the chat box if you don't mind. And also what I would love you to do is to scan the QR code that you see in front of you, and perhaps put a review on Google for me. I would love that. If you would give your input and say, how do you feel about today's session? How do you feel about being a part of Wellness Professionals Club and all the insights and information and ideas that we bring to you? I would love you to do that. And I'd also love you to go into the chat box and tell me if you found this session valuable today. You have a few minutes left. Oh, thanks. Okay, while I have just seen Johan's note taker, it's another thing I want to tell you about as well. How do we use AI in our businesses to advance? So Johan is using Meet Geek, right, to take his notes. I have tested 2 different AI apps in the last month. And I sort of found one that I love the most. Okay, so I tested one called Otter, which, oh my word, her name's gone out of my, Cara told me about from White Orchid. So Cara, I think you are online. Cara uses Otter to do her meeting minutes, right? So when you have meetings with your staff, how many of you record it or take minutes or video recordings and share it with the rest of your team? You have to start doing that now. And then I started playing around with another app called Fireflies, which I love a lot more. Okay, it seems to be, I don't know, more concise for me and takes better notes for me. Okay, but I think you need to decide which one you want to use. The point that I want to make is start using them. Start taking notes with your AI and distributing them amongst your team so that everybody has the information at hand. Nobody needs to sit typing anymore. You don't need to sit wasting time making sure that you're getting the most important parts of the meeting, because your AI tool actually, well, the ones I use, tells me what the most important takes and to-dos from that meeting were. Okay. All right, how do you join the club? I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so over 80 members from 19 different, here we go. So you just scan this QR code, okay? You scan this code and we'll take you to our page to join as a member. Okay, Shaunae, I was scared of the AI takeover. I feel more confident, as I always put emphasis on holistic wellness, advising clients on lifestyle adjustment to achieve goals. Yeah, Shaunae, so was I, but actually, once you start using it, you are going to almost become addicted to using it. I use my AI every single day of my life. I talk to it like it's a person. It's quite weird. And the advice and information is unbelievable. However, remember, don't just take what your AI says. You have to put the human touch that is more powerful than the information that your AI gives you. So just keep that in your mind. Okay. Fantastic session. Oh, love it. Thank you for the feedback. That's so beautiful. Thanks, guys. Lena, pleasure. Very informative. Awesome. ChatGPT is my best friend and I tell it all my secrets. Oh, Lucy, I wouldn't do that, eh? Olivia, always love your webinars. Oh, nice. Super, Anne. Lovely. Okay, so there's a QR code for those of you who want to join. You can also just go to the website. It's called Wellness Professionals Club, and I'll just show you here. It says join the club. Can you see in the top right-hand corner over here? And it is only, and I'm going to say only because the information that you're going to have at your disposal is worth far more than the investment that you put in. It's a $99 a month for being up to date, having the latest resources, and we are busy making changes yet again because of this whole AI wellnessification thing. I'm busy writing a new module as well. So yeah, there's always changes that happen. And I really just want to encourage everybody to become to become members of our club. Okay. Oh, beautiful. This was so helpful. It has solved problems I never knew we had. Yeah. Okie dokes. All right, everybody. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah, look out for future sessions. I'm definitely going to evolve this whole concept of how do we stop the robotic nature of different types of treatments, where I will be sharing ideas and examples and how a robot can do it and how a human can do it, because I think that's really the meat part of this, right? So I just hope that today's session made the point. I'll tell you what I wanted with today. I wanted to make the point in your mind that we've got to do something so that we don't get replaced by robots, and so that our clients, by the way, don't go to robot centers, because they are going, I can tell you right now, if they invested 83 billion to roll out 60 centers, this is happening fast. So we've got to find a way to keep those clients from going to those centers. And there's only that one way, and that's the wellnessification way. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for your attention. Some of you I'll see tomorrow morning at our brand partner meeting, and others I'll see at our next coaching meeting. Love you all so much. Cheers, everyone. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Hi, Marissa.
Hi.